Honey, where are you? When are you coming back? What are you doing? Why are you not home yet? Oh my God, that's so ridiculous. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. My name is Adenike and I'm a mom of 3. I'm here to talk to you about how to make your marriage work. The first thing you need to do to make your marriage work is to have unconditional and profound love for each other. I've known my husband for 20 years and we've been married for 14 years. And by the grace of God, we're happily married and still going stronger. But it's not always been smooth sailing, I must confess. I'm not going to come here and say to you that I have a perfect marriage, because no one in this world has a perfect marriage. But if you have profound and unconditional love for each other, no matter the rough patches you go through, no matter the challenges you go through, the love will make you to overcome these rough patches, and it will make you to stay stronger together. So, for a marriage to work, the two parties must love each other profoundly. Once the love is there, any obstacle that comes your way, any grudges you two have together, the love is going to make you to overcome these obstacles. The second thing I'm going to talk about is that both parties should be tolerant and accepting. What I mean by that is, you should not try to make your partner to be who or what you want him or her to be. You let your partner be themselves. Let them be who they are. Because by the time you start to model your partner to your taste, then you start inviting trouble. Big trouble, oh, I mean. You start inviting trouble to your home. Because by the time you start doing that, you start pushing your partner further away from you. And that's what you don't want. What you need to do instead is to remember the good qualities you saw in your husband or your wife before getting married to them. So every other thing will fall in place. And don't try to be a control freak. You have to do this. No, I don't want that. No, I can't take that. You have to be able to tolerate each other. That is what marriage is all about. Marriage itself is perfect, but the two parties involved are not perfect. I always want you to remember this. If you want happiness in your marriage, you have to work for it. You want love in your marriage, you have to work harder for it. You want companionship, you have to work for it. Consider marriage as an empty box that you put things in. You want love, you put the love in it. How do you do that? By both parties working for it. You want companionship, you put it in the box. By working together, working for it. You have to forget about all these unrealistic expectations about, if I get married, everything is going to be okay, everything is going to be a bed of roses. No, marriage is not like that. I'm talking from experience. You both have to work for it. So you have to be tolerant of each other and avoid being a control freak. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if, for example, your husband offends you, of course he knows he has to apologize. If you offend your husband, you have to be the same. You don't have to be that I'm always right. There's nobody that is always right. In a relationship, we offend each other. And when you offend each other, you have to try to make things right. The person that is wrong has to apologize to the other one. Once you do like that, your marriage stays intact. The next thing I'm going to talk about is for you to be able to trust and give your partner space. Once there's no trust in the marriage, then the marriage is cracked. And when the marriage is cracked, problem starts to set in. Some people, their husband or wife cannot even go outside for like 5 minutes. They'll take the phone. Honey, where are you? When are you coming back? What are you doing? Why are you not home yet? Oh my God, that's so ridiculous. You have to be able to trust your partner and give your partner space. Always remember that you are both separate entities. You are two people that have come together to be in a marriage. So sometimes your partner also needs freedom. Let them be. If he wants to go and visit his friend, let him go. Trust him wholeheartedly. If you also want to go to meet your friends, a ladies' night out, your husband has to trust you. What I'm telling you, if you trust each other, your marriage is going to be intact. Next thing I want to say that makes a marriage work is stop telling friends everything about your marriage. There's an adage in Nigeria that says, if a wall is not cracked, then a lizard cannot come in. If you have a grudge with your husband, let it stay within the four walls of your house. If you have a problem with your wife, let it stay within you. Try to settle it between yourselves. Going out to say to friends is very dangerous. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there are no good friends there that can give you good advice. But you never know which is which. You don't know the heart of man. That's what I mean by that. The friend you are going to tell about the grudge you have with your husband, do you know the intention he or she has for you? I am not talking about an abusive relationship or a relationship that involves domestic violence. Of course, if that's the kind of relationship you need help, then you have to tell your friend or somebody that is close to you what is happening to you so that they can help you out. But in this case, if you have a healthy marriage that both of you love each other, there's no domestic violence involved or anything, then if you have any grudges, or even if there are no grudges, if maybe you are doing good in your relationship, you don't have to tell the whole world about it. Or tell your friend, my husband bought this for me, my husband did this, my wife is this, my husband... No. That is not, I will not advise you to do that because it's very, very dangerous. The next point I want to say is communicate and learn to let things go. Communicate and learn to let things go. You and your husband, you and your wife, you and your partner have to learn to communicate with each other. Because if you don't communicate with each other, you don't know what is going on in the other person's mind. And if you don't know what is going on in the other person's mind, he or she might make a decision that is not good or act towards you in a bad way. So if your husband or your wife or your partner offends you, feel free to tell them. Don't keep it within yourself. Try to settle it out among yourselves by communicating. And then you let things go. Don't keep grudges. Don't go to bed without settling your grudges. Don't go to bed without settling your grudges. And you also need to have time for each other. Have time for each other. Do things together. Play together. For example, me and my husband, every time our kids go to bed, because during the week is always very busy. We go to work, he goes to work, I go to work, we come back, make the meals and everything. And by the time we have time for each other, it's already in the night. But we still have time for each other in the night. What do we do then? Every night we watch Nigerian movies, Yoruba movies to be precise. So we spend, if it's 1 hour, if it's 2 hours, we spend together and watch movies. While watching the movies, we communicate, knowing about each other person's interest. If there is something that has happened in the movie that we need to talk about, we talk about it. And while you are doing that, you know what's going on inside your partner. If there's something you've not known for a long time, the way he talks, the way she talks will make you to know, okay, if something happens, this is the decision he will make. If this happens to him, if this scenario in the film happens to him, this is the decision he will make. So try to have time for each other. Try to have time for each other. You will see that if you take note of all the tips I've given, oh my God, your marriage will stay intact. And no lizard, I mean, no lizard of any kind will be able to go inside the wall because the wall is firm and intact. I hope I've been able to help somebody out there. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give us a like. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button somewhere there. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. For now, I'm out. Bye.